Hi everybody, it's Rolex here, and it's finally happened. As you can see, that I'm recording Lost Ark now. Just for the update on the channel as well. And I'm still gonna go play PoE. I don't know if I can get into Gauntlet, if I can play Gauntlet this time. I don't think I can because I play this Lost Ark quite a lot, and I don't have that much free time anymore. Especially I have to do the Magic Fight to Hit Hunter thing as well. So after I'm done with Magic Fight to Hit Hunter, I think I'm gonna keep maybe uploading the Lost Ark video if I have any idea, any thoughts about the game. But this is my first video. As you can see, I'm still running around in Lutera just to get the report because I don't really care about getting the most efficient report. I just want to complete from one-to-one places. So I'm just doing a Rotera. I'm doing the first continent for the report. It's not the most efficient one, but I think I just want to go from there. Like building the roster from the ground up. It's like a lot of people skipping for the near, skipping for the neve, for the big reward Kawasas as well. But I think I'm gonna get there. I'm eventually gonna get there. This is not the game that I'm gonna play for maybe a month or 2 months. I think we're gonna play quite a bit, a long time as well, and eventually it will become the game that I log in and play. Maybe all six of the character, maybe just one, maybe just two character at a time, and then be done with the day. Because there's daily and there's stuff like that. But if I want to stick with a longer run, then I don't need to rush to do anything that much. Okay, let's get into the my character. Like I think I've been spending about like 500 hours or something like that into the game already, and it's not that much compared to most streamers out there. Probably have like 800 hours or maybe even 900 hours. Some of them, that's like kind of crazy, right? I play this game for maybe about like 5 to 6 hours a day. It's not that much because I have to play PoE as well, and sometimes I don't even have time to play it daily, something like that. So let's get into the character and how I think about the game so far. Because this is the first time I play Lost Ark, and it's always gonna be a blast, playing the game in the first time and not getting into economy that much, like getting into the most efficient way of playing it. I'm just playing it for the most part, and look at my character. Like he's like a Thai old man or something like that in a costume. It's kind of funny to see that they released this kind of costume. It's really funny to see. And this is the part of the MMO that I enjoy the most, which is like the visual or something like that, right? You modify your character to be kind of funny, kind of goofy, or even you can look badass like that guy over there, right? So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a thing for MMO. Like you want to be looking different than others. You want to be unique in a certain way. Maybe like somebody care about gearing, somebody care about the most efficient characters or something like that. But I don't really care about that. I think MMO is just like for fun for most people. And I did all the raid, with my friends. I did all the Guardian raid, all the uh, like abyssal dungeon. I haven't done a beast raid yet because I already just passed 1700. As you can see, I have weapon here, but I don't want to put it on because when you put the weapon on, it's kind of remove the funniness of the character, because it gonna put a big fucking sword into the character, which I don't really like. So as you can see, I'm just like passing 1370, so it's only be a day or something after I pass the point. So my friends also getting to 100 1370, as you can see here. So they are still doing like whatever their own stuff, and I'm probably gonna do a piece rate and maybe record that as well, and then upload it on YouTube video, if I see that's kind of something that you want to know. Getting past the 1370 is actually quite hard, for a lot of people. And as you can see from the item enchantment, as you can see here, that I fail about 160 times. Actually, it's less than that. It's about 150 times because 10 of those are probably going to be from my alts, and some of those will be after I get to 1370, and I fail about once or twice or something like that after I get to 1370. Because I'm not that good of a luck. I'm not a lucky man. But well, I mean, 150 fails to get to 1370. It's not that bad. Because I mean, I got to tier 3 with only like 36 fails, and then I spent about 114 fails, I think, in tier 3 to get to 1370. And I think there's a dead zone, obviously, and if they didn't fix it by just adding like a honing book and a lot of honing material, I think I'm still going to be around 1360 or something, 1365 or something like that. It's not going to be 1370 yet because I don't really play the most efficient way. And as you can see, I have my alts, but my alts is not really tier 3 yet, like most of them, because I made these alts when I reached like 1355, and then I start making alts because I just like, yeah, it's kind of long time already, getting to 1355 with one single character, and then going on from there, it's a little bit of it's a little bit stale because you are not doing any other content. You're doing the same content over and over, right? And then you're playing the same character. So I want to get a new fetching experience, and then go for the new characters and something like that. And then these characters didn't really fun match into my character at all. They just there for fun, and I play them just because I want to play them, and they have a little bit of problem because you have to buy gears or you have to farm them yourself. And if you farm them yourself, you don't want to be a burden for your teammates when you run Guardian or when you run the Abyssal Dungeon. And then you have to gear your character up, and you're not gonna do that by just dropping gear. If you want to drop gear yourself, then it's kind of hard to do that. So I have to buy engraving books. I have to get all the engraving to levels at least like tier 2, which is the the blue books. To get like 12, so they're not like terrible. And what about my build? I don't have build that amazing. You're playing Berserker. You're using 4 of your main damage skill is Hellblade, is Sword Storm, Finish Strike, and your Strike Wave. This is your 4 main damage skill, and you have Tempest Wave if doing the boss. And this is my setup for running Chaos Dungeon anyway. So this is like the main gems, and I'm still using level 5 gems for tier 3, and some of them even tier 2 because, well, I mean, I don't really have money to get the new one. I mean, obviously I have some I think I have some here, but it's it's a damage one. I need like the cooldown one, and it's already Bloody Rush, and I don't have silver to roll that. So, well, I mean, I don't have anything at all. I just play the game because, well, I mean, I'm not really making any silver, any gold. I'm not really going to the economy. I'm not trying to flip anything. I'm just like doing things that I want to do, which is killing monsters and upgrading character. And most of the time it's hard because there's a lot of inflation in gold, and there's a hard thing to get. So that's why I'm going with the disrespect instead. 3 mayhem and 3 massive synasty. It's probably an easy one to go to. But you get the purple boots, as you can see here. It's +9 and +9, and then you get a little bit of mayhem here and there. I'm still using the purple accessory because the legendary one is really expensive, and I'm just gonna expect to get them myself. I'm not gonna buy any of them because they are really expensive, and I don't need anything that much. I'm probably gonna get Disrespect 3 or maybe Spirit Absorption, and that's probably gonna be my goal too. Disrespect, it's not the best like the best engraving. Obviously it's just damage to monster when they're below 30% HP. So it's, if you get into level 3, it's about 10.5% damage increase in total if you survive until the boss reach below 30% HP or survive the whole fight. That's pretty much it. So you have to survive the whole fight to get disrespect work, and that's probably one of the big downside for this. And you can go for Curse Doll, you can go for Grudge, but those things are cost a lot of money, a lot of gold, and you're not gonna drop it. And if you expect to drop all of the gear with the Curse Doll and Mayhem, go for that. Good luck. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try to rush anything because I'm playing with my friends and my static group, so I don't need to worry too much about the engraving. So this is just my go-to engraving, and I think like 40-50% of the damage in Guardian most of the time. If I go with like double support or something like that. But if I go with like a 3 or 4 damage dealer, I'm dealing about like 34 then 35% most of the time in Guardian fight. Because I mean, if you can dodge boss mechanic, if you can do boss mechanics and stuff like that, you have a bigger room to do damage. And I don't have attack speed, so that's probably the big concern, because your Hellblade, it's taking a lot of time to go up. I'm probably going to go with Spirit Disruption, as a lot of people do, because getting attack speed is quite valuable for the slow hitting class, like Berserker. And DPS uptime is not really a big deal for Berserker, because you have quite a big cooldown and something like that. And that's pretty much it for the build the characters and stuff like that. And how I feel about the game feels kind of okay. It's amazing, I guess, because it just get me addicted a lot, because there are so many things you can do in the game that I think it's not just killing monsters and upgrade your character, right? You still have a lot of things to do, which is kind of like a report, collectible. These two things are incredible in terms of increasing your character power, right? Look at these reward, right? You get a lot of gold here. And then Mokoko seed is also a lot of fun to do. As you can see here, they get like a lot of stuff, but I haven't been doing Mokoko stuff quite a long time. As you can see, I'm just like 150, I think. I haven't even claimed this reward yet. So this one I haven't done anything. I haven't get 100% completion on continents and stuff like that. This one is pretty good. I get to like, I don't know, 26 or something. And then this one is just, I don't know, it's just hard to drop, I think. And I didn't really do content to get it. And this one I just get the skill point. I know wealth is great, and a lot of people would probably go for wealth, getting near skip or something like that, but I don't really care. It's just there, it's not gonna give me skill point that fast. Giant Hearts is amazing. I haven't been there to get 3 extra skill point there, as you can see here, right? So it's whatever. It is what it is, and I'm probably gonna go get there. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that increasing your character power just by doing some other random shit. Instead of just killing monsters and upgrade your gear, doing raid and guardians, like I think those are the main the core part of the game, right? You get into the boss fight and stuff like that. But all the parts of the game is actually enjoyable as well, collectible parts and stuff like that. And I don't want to go into too much detail. I think the game is it's a pretty good game. It's depending on how the company that's driving the game forward is gonna do, how they're gonna do with it, right? The game itself, it's obviously good, the core part of the game. And obviously, we talking about the pay-to-win game here, and I haven't spent a single damn like into the game, and I want to experience how an F2P player play, right? And this is how I feel. Like my owl doesn't do anything except for eating all of my silver and gold. They don't really generate anything right now. Like my owls is basically just eating gold. Like they're sitting there eating gold. They're not generating anything for me. So like making owls for me, it's basically a terrible option. The only thing they gives was just like extra points for the events, right? That's pretty much it. And I'm losing money by getting these character to tier 3. So eventually it will just make more silver, more gold, like per day, per week, whatever, right? But right now they just don't do anything. So after I hit 1355 and making 5 outs, I think it's just worse, making it worse for me to progress. Like if you want to progress in a single character to 1370, I think it's possible, and it's definitely possible because this character it's not fast enough to get this character to 1370. Like this character get to 1370 before this character get to tier 3. So that's how you know that it's making owls after you pass a certain point in like tier 3. It's not going to make your character go there faster, right? It's not, right? If you want to make owls, you have to just make them way earlier, or it's after 1370 or after 1385, I think, for one of your character. And that's it for the F2P perspective. For pay to win, expect I don't want to go into the detail with it, but well, essentially you can just buy gold with the real money, and there's a limit to it if you buy with the system in the game. But I don't really care that much, because pay to win, it's just pay to access. You're not gonna win anything if you're not good enough or if your group is terrible, right? So if essentially you just have to be better at the game as well. So it's pay to access, and then you just do whatever you do, right? You can access this without paying, but it's gonna take times and stuff like that. And people don't want to wait, which I don't really agree. Why? Like, it's supposed to be a grindy game, and if you have the money, if you have the power of the money, then you can get access faster, right? You can buy a ticket faster, something like that. I don't really care that people get ahead of me because eventually I'm gonna get there, like even slower, like whatever. It doesn't really matter because it's still a game for me. I'm not playing with economy. As you can see, I have 3,000 fucking gold. I have 300,000 silver. But if I don't buy anything, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't really fucking matter. So I don't know. Like people just get like these idea of like, oh shit, it's pay to win and stuff like that into their head. And if you play it as a game, play with your group, you don't really care about money, right? And you want to play MMO, you don't want to play solo. If you're playing an MMO, you probably want to play at least with one of your friends. That's just how it is, and that's probably the truth. And if you play MMO alone, I'm sorry, you're probably gonna put yourself into a stressful situation where you have to gear up, you have to get your character into a certain expectation of other people, because that's the only indication about your, like, whatever, like your in the what is it, what's the word, like your indication for the game. I don't know, like that's the only indication that people have about your dedication to the game, right? Because they're gonna look at your character and they're like, oh, why this guy has tier 2 gems, why this guy have like 2 engravings or something like that. If I go into a puck goof, no, they're not gonna accept me, right? With these engraving, with these gems, they're not gonna accept me. With this card set, no, they're not gonna accept me. But because I'm playing with my friends, I know that I have, the ability to do content, to do raid. I'm carrying them, right? It's able to do that. So I be able to do this kind of thing. But if you're playing alone, then you're probably gonna feel like you have to spend money into the game. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the thing you want. You're not gonna be able to do a beast raid. You're not gonna be able to do kind of like a hard mode Abysso dungeon, right? It's like that. And when Legion Raid came out, it's probably gonna be like that as well. So it's gonna be even worse for if you're playing alone. And I hopefully everybody get into this game with your friend. If you're playing this game alone, try to reach out to anybody that existed as your friends and just playing with them. Like, God, no, you don't want to play this game alone at all. I'm sorry, man, but the game works that way. And that's pretty much it for this video, and hope you guys enjoy. And this is just my pure thoughts about the game, and I don't know, I'm not gonna edit anything. This is probably gonna be how it goes. Just gonna upload this, and probably gonna get a lot of hate about the pay to win aspect, but this is how I feel about the game. And obviously they have to do something about this. But I don't know. I have no solution. I'm just like gonna let the smart people do it because I'm not smart enough. So, but that's pretty much it. Bye.